Hi guys, I'm using this junk journal I made, so when I turned the page I had like a red and green stenciling on the right side, so I decided to put a stencil down. This is one of my favorite stencils, and stenciling, or if you have jelly plate papers you want to use, you could do that. I'm kind of into the fall colors right now, so I took some brown and yellow and a peach color and a tan color, and I just kept changing colors, and yellow, and I just kept changing colors and adding, so I'd have a gradient on the page when I pull the stencil up. And then I went around the outside edge of the page after I pulled it up and just blended some color in around the edge so it wouldn't be so plain on one side. Because I didn't have it framed all the way around, I decided just to color that in. I had sewn a tag on the right side, and so I folded it over just so I could get to that page. That's why there's a fold in it. But I took a paintbrush and I put quite a bit of orange on the end of this scruffy little paintbrush and just painted some stripes and rounded the edges as I went. And then I took the end of the paintbrush and kind of carved into the edges. I wanted to make a pumpkin. And then I added some dark brown to some of the edges, and I just blended it in with my finger. Then I took a dark blue and added it to that brown that I had put across the bottom as I had orange on my brush, and I just put dark blue. It made it look kind of black, just to put a shadow under the pumpkin. And then I pulled up that orange into that dark blue up into that pumpkin. Just made it look a little shade on the bottom. So I decided to make I didn't like the pink and the green, so I decided to take my sponge that I already had used on the stencil, add some browns and yellows, and just go over the stencil. What I did was I dampened my sponge, so that when I wiped over got some on the other page. When I went over the stencil piece that was already stenciled with some browns and colors, and then added a little water, it was just like a wash to tone down the pink and the green. I didn't mind a little bit of it showing through, but I do go back in the end and add even a little more yellow to it. I just wanted to tone it down so I could go over it with something, with a pen later, because that's where I'm going to put my journaling. And I had some little pieces of handmade paper. I got them at Amazon. They came in a pack. If you just enter handmade paper pieces, you can bring up a lot of different places you can get these. So I just cut little strips and then cut places for my dates. Then I got some cardboard out. I have a big pile of stuff I'm trying to use, and I just took the top layer off of it and kind of squared it up by tearing it and glued that down at the top. And then I found a quote I like by Maya Angelou that I wrote out on a piece of paper that was tea-dyed. I wrote it on the back too, but I didn't like it. It was too big, so I just turned it up, flipped it over. The paper was thick enough it didn't show through. And tore around that and glued that down over that cardboard. Wrote my numbers in. And here's where I went over with the more yellow and a little bit brown and a little bit of the light. I think it's titanium buff that I used. And maybe one yellow. There's some neutrals that I like to keep on hand, and those are two of them, because they will tone down anything. And if you add a little water in a commonplace book or a book that you're doing just using junk paper, you can water down acrylic as thin as you need to, just to be able to tone something down. Then I just tore strips out of another piece of that same paper that was tea-dyed to write some things to be thankful for. Evened them up. And that's it. I added the word October. I felt like that was kind of a big space at the top, so I added October with a marker and marked off my days. And that's it. Thank you.